Finance Minister Colm Imbert has accused opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar of spearheading an outrageous and deceitful UNC propaganda campaign against him in the run-up to this year's general election by suggesting that $2.6 billion was missing from the country's 2023 public accounts. He says he wants to file a lawsuit. Her call for an investigation to be launched against Imbert for him to answer where the missing money has gone is equally as deceitful and outrageous, Imbert said yesterday. Persad-Bissessar has been in public life for almost 30 years and is fully aware that the Minister of Finance is not required to and does not prepare, review, sign, submit or certify the financial statements or the statement of declaration and certification in the public accounts. The Minister of Finance, therefore, cannot be seriously accused by any right-thinking person of being responsible for any missing money in the financial statements, especially since there is no missing money. That story is an orchestrated campaign being mounted by the opposition to fool the gullible, stated Imbert in a media release yesterday. He was responding to suggestions made by Persad-Bissessar last Friday in a statement after the Office of the Attorney General announced it was no longer interested in probing the conduct of Auditor General Jayawanthy Ramdas over the $2.6 billion understatement. Imbert stated that Persad-Bissessar's lie has already gained traction and is being spread on social media by various UNC activists. In announcing it was dropping the probe against Ramdas, the AG's office had said the Cabinet-appointed investigative committee, headed by retired High Court Justice David Harris, completed other aspects of the overall probe and was able to determine what led to the financial error. Imbert yesterday provided more details on what was discovered. He said it is now well established that an accounting error was made by officials at the central bank on February 8, 2023, because of a failure of software associated with a new electronic check clearing system introduced by the central bank in 2023. This error found its way into the public accounts when they were submitted to the Auditor General in January 2024. Again, for the avoidance of doubt, this accounting error was not discovered by the Auditor General's office. Instead, it was discovered by personnel in the Budget Division doing their usual year-end review of the fiscal outturn for 2023, after the accounts were submitted to the Auditor General, said Imbert. He stated that following the discovery, employees in the Treasury attempted to bring the accounting error to the attention of the Auditor General. Imbert went on to add that the investigative committee found that the central bank has asserted that it reported the February 2023 error to the Treasury Division, whereas the Treasury Division maintains that the central bank never sent the credit advice reversing the error. The investigation team also found that at the central bank, the biggest single occurrence, by value, involved the transference of data related to the checks cleared in the banking system on February 8, 2023. This was being handled by an interface software component based on Excel. Because of differences in the data storage formats of the two applications involved, one required element of the data transfer was the division of dollar amounts in the source database by 100. When the interface software failed to do this, amounts were transferred to the target system at 100 times the actual value. The erroneous value was the basis of a debit advice in respect of tax refunds provided to the Treasury Division by the central bank. Because tax collection is accounted for on a net basis, i.e., gross tax collections, less tax refunds, and because tax refunds had been overstated by the central bank on February 8, 2023 by a factor of 100, i.e. $26 million in refunds, was incorrectly posted as $2.6 billion in refunds. And the error was not discovered until it was too late. The actual revenue reported by the Treasury on January 31st, 2024 to the Auditor General in the public accounts for financial year 2023 was $2.6 billion less than it really was, the release stated. Alexander hopes to maintain the practice of the former People's Partnership government of having standardized housing units, as he vowed not to offer